friends. It's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Welcome back. I've been away for a few weeks. It's been kind of a busy summer. Life has happened, but I'm back for our Mystery Monday videos, and I'm so happy that you could join me today. So today we are going to make a twisted, kind of a twisted celebration, a twisted fun fold card, I'm going to say. And for the card, we are going to use some designer paper, and in particular this one. I just wanted to quickly show it to you so you can see it up close. It's the Awash with Beauty designer paper. Awash in Beauty, sorry. And it's in the large annual catalog, and you get 12 sheets. So I'm just going to show you both sides. So this is the reverse. Some beautiful green patterns and pinks, some pink with images on there, some leafy with the mossy meadow, some really nice blue, balmy blue, and then this sort of gingham pink. And then the front, you've got 2 pages that look like this. So again, we've seen these in previous packs, this sort of design where you could just cut this into your panels and you've got your layer on your card, which is fabulous. I love these bright colors. You've got this one with some posies, this bright one. They've incorporated Mary Merlot into this designer paper, which is really interesting because it's not really a color, I have to admit, that I use very much, but I love how they've coordinated it with some of the Calypso Coral and other colors in this paper. And you've got this beautiful bright pattern, florals, and this one, and this one. So we'll make some beautiful, beautiful cards. So we're just going to use sort of a snippet of this paper, and I'm going to show you our project. So it is this one, kind of an interesting shape, but it twists open like this. So you've got these kind of fun fold panels here. Okay, so you just open it and then you have room here to write your greeting. So I'm going to show you how we put this together. I did see this idea originally on Pinterest from Jackie Beers, who I believe is a US demo. So we're going to try to make this from start to finish, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer so you can see how we're going to cut this paper. So the base color that we're using is Mossy Meadow, and this is measured at 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so you'll get 2 cards out of 1 piece of paper, and then we have to do some scoring. So we are going to score, I hope you can see this on the camera. We're going to score at 2 3/4. Now remember your scoring blade, the light one, not your dark cutting blade. You move that out of the way. So 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay. And that will give us 3 panels. And then on these side panels, we're also going to score. So we are going to line up this first panel from our score line to the tip at the corner. And we are just going to score diagonally from those 2 points. And then we're going to do the same on our last. So we're going to score from the point into our score line, or right to our score line. So make sure you just have both of those lined up in the track, and then you're just going to score on those, and that's it for scoring. Okay, so now we're just going to fold and burnish on these score lines. So let's do these side panels first. And on these diagonals, you're just going to fold them in half, okay? And then this one, you're gonna fold this way. Okay, Okay, so in the end, you want them to fold together like this. Okay, so that's what's going to make your fun fold, is these diagonal corners like that. So now we can do some decorating. So for that, you are going to need, now either you can add some white below your designer paper or just add designer paper. It's up to you, but I'm going to add a little white layer on the bottom. So I've got 3 pieces of basic white, and they are all cut at 4 by 2.5. So one will be for the center of our card, where we're going to stamp our greeting and where you can write your message. And the others are going to be for our panels. So we are going to cut these down at the on a diagonal as well. So let's bring our paper trimmer out again. And it doesn't really matter which way you put these in, because we can flip them to make sure that they fit. So this time we are going to use our cutting blade. So we're going to have 2 diagonals like that. And let's cut this one like this just for fun. Again, point to point on the diagonal, and you're just going to slice it. Okay, so those are going to go, let me flip these here. One there, one there, one there, and one there. Okay, and then of course our white will be in the center. So now I'm going to put some designer paper on these outside edges. And so I've cut two pieces. You're going to need 2 pieces. I chose 2 different ones because, as in my sample, I wanted them to be a little bit different here. If you wanted to do just the same pattern, you could. And these are both cut at 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And I will post these measurements on the post, okay? So this one, because there isn't a real directional pattern to it, we're going to cut that at an angle as well. So again, we're going to do that point to point, lay down those points in the track, and slice. Okay. Now, the one you'd have to worry about is if your DSP was directional as to how you are going to cut this, whether it be from this point to this, or this to this, or if you're going to have to flip it. This one, I'm not too concerned either about the direction. It's pretty forgiving, I think, but I'm going to cut it like this, corner to corner. So there is my designer paper. Okay, so now we can decide how we want these to look. So I'm going to just follow my sample here. So I'm going to put this designer paper on this white, this one on this white. Let me just move these up so you can see, hopefully. We'll put this one over here and this one there. Okay, so let me stick these together. And it comes together quite quickly once you've decided which DSPs you're going to use and get your scoring and everything done. So let's just try to line this up. So how was everybody's summer? I hope you all had a wonderful break, a wonderful rest, wonderful weather. Wherever you were, we had a fairly warm summer here, especially August. August and into September has been just beautiful, but now we are having the fall colors are starting to come out. The leaves are starting to fall. But we've had some pretty good days, and knock on wood, we haven't had our first killer frost yet, or frost actually at all. So that is just fabulous. So flowers are still blooming, and hopefully they will keep blooming for a long time. Because because it's hard to let go of summer, isn't it? Mind you, depending on the climate you live in, maybe it's summer all year round. I know here in Alberta, we are definitely in the 4 seasons, which we love. And our falls can be actually very, very beautiful. So, okay, so you can decide what pattern you want to place your triangles as well. You might want the pink here and have both panels to look the same. Totally up to you. You can play with it and see what you like, what works for you. Okay, so one more to go, and then we have to stamp a greeting on that inside panel, or if you would prefer to just leave it blank, you could do that. I did put it there because I don't have, oh, it's sticking here. Let's try here. Because I don't have a greeting actually on the front, so that's why I put that greeting there. And we will also decorate our front in just a second. So let's get these panels put on and get our greeting. So now when you fold it, you've got that designer paper. Okay, it's coming along. So now I'm using the Shaded Summer stamp set and dies. There are some really great greetings in here. And when we decorate the front, I am going to use some of these dies here. This used to be sold as a bundle, but now you have to buy the stamp set and dies separately, which is not a big to-do because they are still available. And they're just, it's a great set. I find I'm using this more and more. So I pulled out the Happy Birthday from the stamp set, and I'm going to stamp it in Mossy Meadow. Just to coordinate, hopefully I'll get this straight. Excuse my head. Okay, Happy Birthday we'll do in Mossy Meadow to match our base paper. And then we can just attach this in the center. Like so. Okay, so now we're gonna just decorate this front a little bit. So this is where I pulled out some of those dies. Now I also used some circles here. Now these, I accidentally pulled the old Stitch Shapes dies, but you could definitely use the Stylish Shapes circles that are in the new catalog, because those stitched ones are retired. I had them out for another project I was working on and just grabbed them. Okay, so this is the base of the flower. This is from Polished Pink, and then I cut out an overlay out of Flirty Flamingo, and I did attach an adhesive sheet on the back just because it is so detailed, and I didn't want to have a gluey mess. And so these are pretty easy to line up. Let me just see which way we're going to put this. I think it's this way. Okay, because you've got this sort of large piece on one of the petals, so that guides you along, and that just will sit right on top. So just give it a little press to stick that down. And then I did the same for the leaf. So I cut the leaf die out of Mossy Meadow, and the overlay I did in Granny Apple Green, and again I did put an adhesive sheet on the back of this leaf. It just makes it so much easier for myself. You're welcome to use Tombow or a different adhesive if you prefer. I just really love adhesive sheets for these intricate and delicate dies. I just find that it's much easier to lay them on. There's no mess, and they are forgiving too. Like, you can kind of reposition them a little bit if you need to. But typically they just sort of fall right into place. So you might have to just finagle a teeny bit, but I think they cover that really, really well. So this one is pretty delicate, this stem, so you want to try to not rip that if you can avoid it. And then we're just going to put this on the back of our flower. So here I will just put some adhesive on the back of the flower and then just sort of attach our leaf. So we have a little bit of green contrast. And then I'm going to attach this on top of our circles with, of course, some dimensionals, which I love, love, love. Okay, so let's put this sort of right in the center of our circle. And for a little bit of bling, I'm just going to add one of our adhesive-backed sequins and gems. These are awesome. You've got some different shapes in here and different colors. So I'm going to use this pink. I think this might be more of a freesia, but they are just sequins. They're not gems, okay? So they're very light, but they still give off a really pretty bling there. Okay, so now we can attach this onto the front. So now you have to be careful not to get adhesive on this flap. Otherwise, of course, you won't be able to open them. So we just want to put a little bit of adhesive on this side or on the back of your flower if you know where it's going to go. So I'm just going to set this straight, get my bearings right here. So just you want to kind of center that. So I'm just going to put a few dimensionals on this edge because this is the edge that will be on that left side. Okay. So let's put this sort of in the center like this. And I think, yeah, I'm good there on the back. Okay, and then when you open it, you've got your happy birthday, and then you close it. The only thing is it doesn't sit quite flat, but that's okay. I mean, if once they take it out of the envelope, they're probably just going to open it, and then they can always still display it on their shelf or wherever they would like. But it does open just like this. So you have your fancy twisted fun fold, which I think is kind of fun and a little bit different. Okay, so I do have a host code for September. It's hard to believe we're nearing the end of the month. So it is 72PTU9VS, and you're welcome to use that at checkout on my website at Christine Stamping Spot. And I'd love it if you would, Christine Stamping Spot. My website is christineludwig.stampinup.net. And I'd love it if you would follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There are always extra ideas and videos, especially on the YouTube channel. And they're all known as Christine's Stamping Spot. So I hope you enjoyed that twisted project, that fun fold. Fun folds are always great. And we'll give that a try. So that was today's project. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next time. Have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.